Dear friends and the viewers, I am just welcoming you to our another live program. And this time, today, you know that today is the World Poetry Day. And we're going to celebrate with the poets from different parts of the world. And 12 poets, they are supposed to join with me from 8 countries and 4 continents. So it is going to be a global live program, in fact. So you are watching that at the moment, 9 poets are with me. And this is really amazing. And I'm feeling very happy to see them. So first, you can see their names, I know, on the screen. But what I need to just introduce them, or first I just want to mention their names. And that would be the beginning to introduce them. So the first, I just want to introduce, or I'm just mentioning their names. I already told you that 9 poets are with me, but I'm just mentioning the names of all poets. From Bangladesh, you are seeing at the moment that Ejaz Yusufi is with me, and Mondira Esh will join later maybe, or soon. And then from Czech, you were saying that Zena Orlova, the pronunciation, the first part of her name is very difficult for me to pronounce, so never mind Orlova. And then we got 3, we supposed to get 3 poets, but at the moment I got 1 poet from India, and he is Yunus. And next, from Italy, 2 poets are supposed to join, and they are Laura Garaglia and then Galinde Steffler. And from Poland, we have 1 poet, and she is Anna Maria Stepien. And you know so far her. Those are regular viewers of my program. And she will represent the organization called Association of World Writers. She is representing on behalf of that organization. And then from Romania, Mihaela Roxana Bobok. Next, from Russia, Eldar Akhadov. And from Uruguay, Miriam Bianchi. And from USA, you are watching that Richard Spicek. I don't know the pronunciation is
close enough.
Well, okay, thank you, Richard. So now just I want to mention about this day a little. I want to say about this day, means the World Poetry Day. And you know that UNESCO adopted this day on March 21st in its 30th General Conference held in Paris in the year 1999. And the word, we know that it has the linguistic diversity we have. And UNESCO encourages this diversity. And for that reason, they have just declared this day as World Poetry Day, so that the poets are from different languages, they could celebrate this day and can enjoy this creativity of poetry writing. So throughout the world, in fact, the many poets, organizations just celebrating this day. And I was myself was in another live program just half an hour before, and it was broadcasting or streaming from France. And it was also a marathon poetry reading. So many poets were joining one after another. So, okay, just I'm welcoming all of you. I will introduce you more when you will read your poems. But before that, can I ask Richard, can I ask Richard to speak something about this day and the poetic creativity?
I'm honored, sir, to join with this wonderful company of poets. Poetry to me is that language of the heart that all poets share, that regardless of our local language, we speak from the heart, we speak our truth. And so often, when you listen to poets, you hear truth spoken with all compassion, with all caring, and it is always carrying such weight of humanity. The most ancient tales we know are the tales of poets. From the earliest times, the poets spoke for humanity. I don't think it's any different today. And I thank you that we can honor Poetry Day together internationally.
Thank you very much, Richard, for your brief introduction and speaking. Now I want to just ask anyone, if you like, then you can speak about this day or your creativity, how you feel it and how you enjoy it, and what is the importance of it. If you like, then you can speak. It is open to you. Whoever like can speak about this creativity and the importance of poetry. Could you please tell anyone? If you don't like, then I'll go for reading. I'll ask you for reading.
Dr. Masudujaman, I can say something. Today is the 21st March. We are celebrating World Poetry Day. This day was declared by the UNESCO, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. This day observed with the aim of supporting linguistic, you told before that, diversity through the poetic expression and increasing the opportunity for the endangered language to be here. It purports to promote the reading, writing, publishing, and teaching of poetry throughout the world. And UNESCO declaration says that keep fresh recognition and inputs of national, regional, and international poetry moments. That is one thing we can say. Today, Tirundas arranged this moment for us to celebrating these days with the aim to recognize one of the humanity's most treasured forms of culture and linguistic expression like poetry, because poetry speaks to our common humanity and our shared values. Thank you for arranging this program. If you tell me, then I reciting my poem. Can I recite? I'm not hearing you.
No, audible, sir.
No se escucha más.
Please unmute, sir, please.
Mr. Masood, unmute your.
We can hear you.
Don't worry.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, now yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, because sometimes and myself also I forget to unmute me. Okay, just what I want to mention that Ijaz Yusufi is a poet and as well as a journalist. He is editing in fact one journal, and it is called Lyric. And he is just a proponent or advocating for postmodern poetry, but in different sense, not in the sense of Western postmodernity. So, Ejaz, okay,
Yes.
you can just read your poems. But before that, if you want to say something about your poetic aesthetics, like the postmodernity, what you think, you can speak about 2 or 3 minutes, and then please read your poems.
Now, we are not actually doing postmodernity. We are searching for Uttar Adhunikata, means in Bengali. We are trying to inherit our thousands years of poetic dictions, which very enrich history. So we are trying to put our effort to promote Bengali poetry for their rooted. So if you asked me, then I go. I can recite my poem in this
Please
poem.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. First, I'm reciting in Bengali. Then I will translate it. বিনির্মাণ আমি তো কলোনিয়াল ছেলে, নানাভাবে ফেঁসে গেছি মার্ক্সবাদের মৃত্তিকায়। আগুন পোহানো লাল কীর্তি, দুখণ্ড পৃথিবী আর স্থায়িত্বের প্রিয় শর্তে আদ্যপান্ত সামাজিক। স্পর্ধিত আদম ও প্রিয়তম ইভের পৌরাণিক পাপ, জন্ম দিলে শ্রমের চাদর সূক্ষ্ম রজস্বলা। অভুক্ত প্রভুর প্রাণ্ডুর গৃহা বিচ্ছিন্ন সংলাপ, অনুবাদ করে ফেলি গোলাপি রুটির অনুপ্রাস। শব্দ থেকে গর্জে ওঠে অস্ত্র লাল অতিকায়, সোয়েটার বুনে বাণিজ্য যুদ্ধের সে। তত্ত্ব থেকে সংগঠিত মুগ্ধ আশ্চর্য জার্নাল, সমাজ বিজ্ঞান ভজনা ও বুড়ো আঙুল খেয়েছে এক ঝাঁক বাদামি মানুষ। কাল ভেদে উল্টে দিলে পৃথ্বী কেন্দ্রবিন্দু, বুকে রাখো হাত নতুন পরিশোধন, মৃত্যুহীন অনন্ত জীবন। কলোনিয়াল শিশুটি কাঁপছে শব্দহীন, কলোনিয়াল শিশুটি কাঁপছে শব্দহীন, পজিটিভিস্টের দ্বিধায় কাঁপছে হ্যাগেল গুরুর রক্ত। বদলাবে প্রতি মুহূর্তে মানুষ খণ্ড মানুষের কথা। বহুবার শুনেছি তাহার কথা, কি উদ্দেশ্য জগৎ সংসার। বিশুদ্ধ অস্তিত্ব ধ্বংস হোক অপার শূন্যতায়, বিশুদ্ধ অস্তিত্ব হওয়া শূন্যতা। কোথা থেকে আসছো মানুষ, মার্কস চাঁদের অন্য পিঠ দেখালেন। আমি বাজার বাজার থেকে ফিরে যাচ্ছি, বিনিময়ে বিকৃত সভ্যতার টিকিট সেঁটেছে গায়ে, পার্টিকুলারিটির কারুকাজ। আমরা জন্মেছি পণ্য থেকে, মৃত্যু মানে পণ্যের বিচ্ছেদ। বিশ্ব ব্রহ্মাণ্ডের সবকিছু আগুন, বাতাস, ফুল, পাখি, নারী, বাজারে ফিরে আসি। শুধু এক বিস্মরণ ছাড়া মানুষের কোনো সিনোনিম, অ্যান্টোনিম নেই, অর্থ নেই, মুক্তি নেই, কীর্তি নেই, তবু ভালোবাসা অনন্ত অসীম সত্তা। হাড় ভাঙা খাটুনির নীলকোট ছুঁড়ে ফেলি দূরে, এই কারখানা, এই গৃহ তপ্ত আগুনের ভাঁড়। আমি কমিউনিস্ট নই, আমি এথিস্ট কিনা জানি না, ফেমিনিস্ট স্বর্গবালা মেনকার বোন। আমার তরুণী কন্যা স্নান ঘরে পোশাক খুলতে ভয় পায়, পরমেশ্বর সবটা দেখছেন ভেবে সে মিলনে অনিচ্ছুক, মাথায় ঢুকেছে গিয়ে মগজ ধর্ষণ। অবশেষে প্রাচীন ধ্বংসস্তূপ থেকে জেগে ওঠে শীতলা দেবীর পুজো। শীতলা দেবীকে জিন্সে মানিয়ে যায় চিরকালীন ভীতির অবশেষে, বেদনার ক্ষণবোধ, প্র্যাগমেটিজম। নানাভাবে কলোনির কংক্রিট ভেঙে নতুন জলের ধারাপাত, ধ্বংসের অবিনির্মাণ। উত্তরণে সব ধারণা বলে গেছে, ক্রমাগত নীল পথরেখা বেয়ে শুরু হলো স্বপ্ন বপনের দিন, colonial intervene. Now I reciting this poem with English, which was translated by Dr. Sheikh Mirazul Islam. Deconstruction. Colonial boy who clutched and hooked in Marxist art. Colonial boy who clutched and hooked in Marxist art upon the red-rooted firing mark, 2 pieces of land, and totally socially with the adorable Sheikh. That's so am I. Mythological sin which had done by furious Adam and Eve's, born and brought up the industrious scarf with means. Hungry master utter solidarity word, make over epilogue through the nape of neck, and it's translated my pink colored beard step by step. Ammunition blasted, created a red flame sweater just after commercial war, which about to finish here. Clustered from the present O infuted journal folk of brownie being engulfed, worship, and poor thumbs that call social science. Time after time, rotated the world, central revision put her hands on breast and waiting for deathless chance. Colonial child weeping without making any sound. Colonial child weeping without making any sound. Positivist doubt trembling, honorable haggles of pain. Every momentum of humanity should be changed, including saga of separated soul. Listen to their multiform prologue, but what the sequel going on, the family and universe, unad- unadulterate existence be destroyed, of course, within vast emptiness, unadulterate durability, space vacancy, from where they come, Marx shows the other side of full moon. I turn back from mall, so am I. I return from myself, clasped tightly by the soul ticket of civilization, which symbolized to praise particularities, workmanship, all times of fire, flower, bird, lady of the universe, to come back to the supermarket. We born from commodities, we born from commodities, and death means division from that. Without just forgetfulness, human nature haven't any synonym, antonym, haven't money, freedom, establishment, but love of eternal, immense existence. Throughout the blue coat of several toil, this factory, this sweet home, like a flamboyant pot, nor a communist or atheist, don't know who am I. Feminist Grace, who's supposed to be sister of Manaka, my adolescent daughter, afraid of putting her clothes off during birth, and girl thought, oh Lord, watching her, but about unwilling coalitions rape her brain and marrow as well. At last, worshipped by the name of Shitala, rising from ruin heap, and yes, she looks very cute with jeans, ancient fury turned to solidarity, pains, pragmatism by destroying colonial concrete, and new stream flows through flows thought reconstructing deconstruction, passing over the ideology changed successively by the spirit of blue path. Now let's go for sowing the seeds of dream. Oh my colonial intervene. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you very much, Ejaz Yusufi. So now, just I will request you, if you never mind, Yusuf, will you? Do you want to read another poem?
Me,
It's because your first poem was very long, so I'm
yeah.
asking you.
My another poem,
Is it a short one or very long one?
short one.
Okay, please, you read it.
Song
And
of Equality.
okay, please go ahead.
Man desired Calistyle program, nature built the objection, material soul searching curriculum, mud buried in the Olivion. Fire change virgin forest character, singularity never dies, solid stone crushed by the man's sector, song of equal on their lips. House of each work in a body, moon sing in a deep lore, in the country of equal run amok and proceed hawks park the door. My grain surrender the land gradually down in production depths of peasants do not stand far consume their consolation. Thank
Okay,
you.
well, thank you very much, Azaz. And
Thank you.
if you never mind, we have other poets just waiting backstage.
Okay.
So if you just, if I say you goodbye, never mind, please.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Azaz, thank you very
Okay.
much. Other two poets are just on the backstage. So I'm saying you to goodbye and have good time. So viewers, you have heard two poems from Ijaz Yusufi, and I'm just adding another poet from Italy, Laura
Hi.
Garavaglia.
Garavaglia.
Yes,
It's a little difficult to pronounce, I know, yes.
yes, it is very difficult for me to pronounce your name.
No problem. Good evening. Good evening. dear
Okay,
friend.
Laura, you are welcome. So just wait. Now I want to ask Arunav Harahara. Arunav, I know that you have some urgent work to do. So if you read first, then it will be good for us too, because another two poets are waiting. So
Yes, sure.
you can read Arunavo.
Okay.
I'm asking Arunavo, just another poet, young poet from India. And Arunavo, please introduce yourself to our viewers.
Yes, yes.
Arunavo, you unmute
Friends,
your
all
microphone.
friends,
Yes, please. Oh, the connection I'm not getting well. Arunavo, I cannot hear you because of the bad connection. You have already freezed. So, okay, we cannot just wait for him. We have to proceed. So now I can ask another poet from India, that is Yunus. Yunus,
Masood
you
sir,
are
can you hear
okay
me?
now. Yes, yeah, Arunavo, now you proceed on. Okay, go ahead, please.
Good evening, my old friend, and happy World Poetry Day. I read my Bengali poetry, and আমার খুব ভালো লাগছে যে এই অনুষ্ঠানে আজ সংযুক্ত হতে পারলাম। আমি নিয়মিত মাসুদ ভাইয়ের অনুষ্ঠান দেখি নানান রকম। এই যে এত দেশ থেকে সবে ইতালি থেকে আমাদের এক কবি বন্ধু যোগ দিয়েছেন। প্রত্যেককে আমার শুভেচ্ছা। আমি সত্যিই খুব গর্ববোধ করছি। আমি জানি না আমার এই মাতৃভাষায় আমার এই স্বর আপনাদের কাছে কতটা পৌঁছবে। তবে আমি দেখেছি এর আগে যে মাসুদ ভাই এমন উদ্যোগ নিয়েছেন যে তিনি দক্ষিণ আমেরিকার লাতিন আমেরিকা, যে ভাষা আমি জানি না, ছবির ভাষা থাকে না কোনো, ছবি সহজে কমিউনিকেট করা যায়। চ্যাপলিনের যে শিল্প সেটা সহজে কমিউনিকেট করা যায়, কিন্তু ভাষা, কবিতা, এই যে আমাদের লেখা, এই ভাষা একজন ধরুন একজন স্প্যানিশে কবিতা পড়ছেন, সেই কবিতা আবার অনুবাদের মধ্যে দিয়ে সঙ্গে সঙ্গে আমরা স্ট্রিমইয়ার্ডের এই প্ল্যাটফর্ম পেয়েছি, সেটাকে যে এইভাবে কাজে লাগানো যায় কবিতার মধ্যে দিয়ে, আমরা এতে অনেক কিছু জানতে পেরেছি। আবারও ধন্যবাদ মাসুদ ভাইকে। আমি একটি কবিতা পড়বো, এই কবিতার নাম মিথ। ঠিক মতো আঘাত পেলে দূরে সরে যাব, দাঁড়িয়ে হেলান দেব আকাশের গায়ে। এতটা নীরব তুমি, এতটা গভীর, সামান্য জল হয়ে নিচে পড়ে আছো। এই জল আজ জলঙ্গি নদীতে নেমে কুড়িয়ে নিলাম। আকাশে দাঁড়িয়ে আমি তোমাকে বলবো, তুমি জল। বাঁকানো কাকের মতো মাটির কলসিতে একটা একটা করে নুড়ি ফেলে দিয়ে তোমাকে আকাশে তুলে আনবো একদিন, তুমি জল। আমার পরের লেখা এবং শেষ লেখা, এই কবিতার নাম এক জন্মেই জাতিস্বর। আবার তোমার সঙ্গে দেখা হলো বইমেলায়।
I'm really sorry that I have already lost. I lost his connection. In fact,
আমি
it is
জানি
very
আবার আমাদের
difficult.
হবে।
অরুণাভ,
আবার আমরা রোজ
হ্যাঁ
কফি
পড়ো,
খেতে
তোমার
বেরোবো।
চলে গিয়েছিল,
Yes,
কানেকশন
yes.
নষ্ট চলে গিয়েছিল।
I-
ঠিক আছে, তুমি পড়ো, হ্যাঁ শেষ
আচ্ছা
করো।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা
আবার তোমার কানেকশন খুবই খারাপ, মানে পাচ্ছি না, এত কাছে কিন্তু তারপরেও তোমাদের কানেকশনটা ঠিক মতো পাই না।
বাবা আচ্ছা দেখুন তো ঠিক আছে এবার?
হ্যাঁ এবার ঠিক আছে, হ্যাঁ পড়ো তো।
আমি খুবই
না অরুণাভ,
আই এম সরি মাই ফ্রেন্ডস, আমি যে ছিলাম
কানেকশন এখনো ভালো নয়। অরুণাভ, I'm sorry that I'm not getting your connection, and this is a problem from Kolkata.
yes
This
yes
connection is
go
not
ahead
good.
please. It's a
তোমাদের
international
কলকাতার
program.
কানেকশন খুব ভালো না।
Our friend waiting. You please. হ্যাঁ 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 কি করা যাবে আপনি চালিয়ে নিয়ে যান, আমি যে অংশগ্রহণ করতে পারলাম এইটুকু, এটাই আমার অত্যন্ত
হ্যাঁ
আনন্দ
সেটাই,
হচ্ছে।
ঠিক আছে, অনেক ধন্যবাদ তোমাকে অরুণাভ। সো never mind, I also want to say you goodbye. Okay Arunav, I'm very happy to get him. Okay, now I want to add our another guest poet. Welcome, Elder. Welcome to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Good evening, my friends.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, and the next poet, who wants to read, please? If you have any urgent work, then you can read. It is open. Okay, Richard. In fact, I want to see you keep sitting for a long time, for the whole program time. Okay, you read. So, Richard, I just want to introduce you to our viewers. Richard, full name is Richard Spacek, right? Okay.
Oh, not voice.
Okay, Richard learned to write poetry at his mother Dorothy's knee. Oh my God. He began writing seriously in his teens and began performing in his 20s. His performance poetry moved from the stage to radio in his late 20s. And after winning a series of poetry prizes, he was invited to write a radio show. He was written for radio, television, and webcasts over the last 30 years. He has published 2 short story collections in the last 10 years, and also the title or the names of the books are Two Small Windows in a Pair of Mirror Doors and Between the Silences. And his collected poems, 7370 Allen Drive is the name of the book, and it has been released in February this year. If you like, then you can just go to Amazon and place your order for buying his books. Okay, Richard, thank you very much for coming to our live program. And I know that you live in Tennessee, and it is already the lunch time, maybe there. Okay, my friend, just you read your poems. Now, please read your poems. Okay. Just a minute. I'm just unmuting you. So
Thank you so much.
yes.
That's quite all right. Quite all right. I want to again thank you all wonderful poets for being here to share this moment of World Poetry Day. I'm honored to be with you. And I wanted to bring you some thoughtful and I hope humorous pieces to amuse you and to maybe help you think a little. So my first piece is entitled Non-Disposable World. You know, many of us are concerned about recycling. Many of us take care to leave a small print on the planet. So here's my little thought on non-disposable world. Picture it. A world after the end of thermonuclear overkill. Bomb lost its thrill? It will. It will. Picture it. A world after all the bombs are gone, too far on, bomb lost its thrill. It will. It will. Picture it. A world not holding its breath at the edge of death. The toxic waste, the chemical taste of food, in money only good. Bomb lost its thrill? It will. It will. Picture it. No mad generals with pointing digit poised, ears been filled with noise of shouts of doubts. Bomb lost its thrill? It will. It will. Picture it. A world after the end of biological weapons that fools would send, threaten. Bomb lost its thrill? It will. It will. Picture it. No fanatic, dramatic, climactic climate war. No inversions or floods or earthquake cone crunch. Too much heat then or dry. No clouds in the sky. No rain with lunch. Bomb lost its thrill? It will. It will. Picture it. No ray guns in space. No thistly-whistly missiles to bless the stratosphere torn or hotheads wind down. Burn after space war. Rafter thought it had meant quite a lot. Bomb lost its thrill? It will. It will. Picture it. The bomb's gone. The missiles dismissal. The sub decommissioned. No reactors out fishing. Picture it. The control board's turned off. Did I hear a scoff? Bomb lost its thrill? It will. It will.
Did you read your 2 poems?
No, that was one. That was one. If I have time for a second, I'd love to read a second one.
Okay, thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Okay. This also relates to our environment and how we take care of it or not so much. Sometimes you'll find at the edge of big cities huge piles of garbage piling higher and higher and higher. So this is about one of those big garbage mountains outside the city of Miami, Florida. I call it Up on Garbage Mountain. Up on Garbage Mountain, along the Biscayne Bay, although the seagulls stop for dinner, they seldom fly away. Would seem a foul idea to build it up so high. It's not too wise to leave out all that garbage piling higher, faster, wide, mountainous high, strenuous gazes, heat hassle hazes, layers strumming, summing suns drumming, heating, stuffed, surprise. Trucks take dumps on hasty humps, leak laughing, pungent snares. Vapors drifting, wafting, lifting, sifting through the air. Waves welling, falling, smelling up the air. Don't rush right up or drink the cup without a sealed tight mask to wear. We don our yellow gloves there, our completely airtight overalls and air-conditioned suits with special pressure steel-toed boots amid the gushing whoosh. The bugs are mighty strange there. We've quite a special strain. The chemicals they've hatched in resemble acid rain. They carry mighty virus, sure, a highly aggressive brood. So do not park your car nearby. They've acquired a taste for tires. Radials are good. The roaches that survive there have carborundum shells, and when they fly from place to place, falling, sparking trails are traced. The mud that moves, we call it, watching some crawl by. Don't get any on your shoe, it'll eat right through you quick. And should you dare to poke it, it'll probably eat your stick. One thing you'll find amazing as it reaches cloud-rimmed Olympic heights, one thing true that it can do, bring into a tourist's well-earned view a look at that strange and bloated large, a jersey and a garbage barb, ripe as homeless and as sad a sight as a garbage truck, out of luck and gas, with a year's young load of your own waste. Like the taste?
That's good. That's amazing. In fact, you performed very well, and your reading is really very entertaining. At the same time, your poems, what I followed, that yes, you have something to say loudly. You need to say so loudly against the acid rain and the other chemical weapons. And yes, thank you very much, dear friend and poet. It's just very much communicating your poems.
Thank you.
And I know that you are a performer and you perform on the stage and on the radio. That is really very nice to hear from you, your poems.
Thank you.
আমি দর্শক আপনাদেরকে বলি, রিচার্ড থাকেন হচ্ছে টেনেসিতে, আমেরিকাতে, আমেরিকান পোয়েট, এবং পারফর্ম করেন কবিতা মঞ্চে পারফর্ম করেন, মঞ্চে প্রদর্শন করেন, পড়েন, এবং একই সঙ্গে সঙ্গে কিন্তু তিনি রেডিওতেও পারফর্ম করেন। এবং আপনারা কবিতাটা শুনলেন, কবিতা দুটো কবিতাই কিন্তু অত্যন্ত সুন্দর কবিতা। এই যে আমাদের এই সময়ে যে বিশেষ করে এই পৃথিবীতে যে হানাহানি চলছে, যে রক্তপাত চলছে, যে পরস্পর একটা দেশ আরেকটি দেশের বিরুদ্ধে যে অস্ত্রের মহড়া দিচ্ছে, যার মধ্যে কেমিক্যাল অস্ত্রও আছে, সেই কেমিক্যাল অস্ত্রের বিরুদ্ধেও কিন্তু খুব সোচ্চার হয়ে কবিতা লিখেছেন রিচার্ড। তো রিচার্ড কিন্তু আসলে এই পৃথিবীটাকে দেখতে চান একটা চমৎকার সুন্দর পৃথিবী হিসেবে, যে পৃথিবীতে মানবিকতা থাকবে এবং যেখানে সহাবস্থান করবে মানুষ পরস্পরকে ভালোবেসে এবং হানাহানি না করে। তো সেরকমই কবিতা পড়লেন রিচার্ড। থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ ফর ইউর পোয়েমস which we have heard and we enjoyed also. So will you just stay with us? If you stay, I will be happy, no problem. I'll feel.
Will do.
Okay, thank you very much, Richard. Now just I want to go to yes, already two poets, the male poets, they read their poems. Now I want to go to a female poet or a poetess. So Laura, will you read your poems?
Okay, thank you very much. But before, I want to thank you, dear Masood, to invite me to participate to these events.
Yes.
And I want to say bye-bye to all the poets. It's a honor for me to be here, really, because I think poetry helps us to overcome the physical and spiritual suffering caused by the pandemic. So it is for me really, I am very happy really to be here with you. I read just two short poems. Before in English, my English is not so good, so excuse my pronunciation.
But your pronunciation, and you can speak well. We are just understanding you, no problem. Please.
Okay, and after I read quickly in Italian to hear the sound of my languages. that is the languages of Dante Alighieri.
Yeah, but before that, would you please introduce yourself for the viewers, please?
Okay. I have to introduce myself, yes?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if I am a poet. I write verses. Other people have to say if I am a poet or not. But I am director of Europa in Versi Festival in Como. Every year I organize this festival, and I hope in the future I can invite all of you. Now with this pandemic, I can't do anything, just do everything online. And I am also president of La Casa della Poesia di Como. That is an organization that work with events and in Como, the city where I live. And we also work with my collaborator to translate poets from other languages and to publish with publishing house, I Quaderni del Bardo. We have published a lot of foreign poets, and so we want to go on with this important work. Yes.
Yes, I want to add something more. That Laura is from Italy, and she is a very active poet. Active in the sense that she publishes books and working for poetry translation. Recently, at the moment, she is working on Dante's translation.
Yes.
And she invited many poets from different countries to translate in their own languages, into their own languages. And myself also, I did this. And she has this project now going on. So Laura is amazing in the sense that she's a very active poet, translator, and also an organizer.
Thank you very
Now
much.
I want to say something in Bangla to my viewers. আমি আপনাদেরকে বলি যারা দেখছেন বাংলা ভাষায় বলি ওর পরিচয় সম্পর্কে। লরা অত্যন্ত একজন সক্রিয় কবি, বিশেষ করে তার একটা পাবলিশিং হাউস আছে, অর্থাৎ প্রকাশনা আছে, একই সঙ্গে সঙ্গে কবিতার সংগঠন আছে, কবিতা অনুবাদ করেন, কবিতা নিজে লেখেন, এবং অনুবাদের অনেকগুলো প্রকল্প লরার আছে। তার মধ্যে একটা হচ্ছে এই মুহূর্তে করছে লরা, সেটা হচ্ছে দান্তের কবিতার। আপনারা সবাই দান্তের সম্পর্কে জানেন, ইটালির বিখ্যাত কবি। সেই দান্তের কবিতা পৃথিবীর বিভিন্ন দেশের বিভিন্ন ভাষার কবিদেরকে আহ্বান জানিয়েছে দান্তের কবিতা সেই ভাষায় অনুবাদ করে ভিডিও করে পাঠানোর জন্যে, এবং অনুবাদ করে মানে কি মানে মতামত জানাবার জন্যে আহ্বান জানিয়েছিল ওরা বিভিন্ন দেশের কবিদেরকে, বিভিন্ন ভাষার কবিদেরকে, এবং আমাকেও ওরা আমন্ত্রণ জানিয়েছিল। আমিও দান্তের চারটে টার্সেট, যেটাকে বলে 3 পংক্তির 3টে অংশ, ডিভাইনা কমেডি থেকে অনুবাদ করেছে বাংলায়, এবং সেটা ভিডিও করে ওকে পাঠিয়েছে। ও প্রচার করবেন কিছুদিনের মধ্যেই, তিনি প্রচার করবেন এই কাজগুলি। তার মানে হচ্ছে যে লরা কিন্তু, এবং একই সঙ্গে সঙ্গে লরা ইতালিতে কবিতার ফেস্টিভ্যালও আয়োজন করে, অর্থাৎ কবিতার উৎসবও আয়োজন করে। এই প্যান্ডেমিকের জন্য, এই অতিমারির জন্য এটা এখন বন্ধ আছে, কিন্তু আবার যখন স্বাভাবিক হয়ে আসবে লরার কাজগুলি আমরা দেখতে পাবো। তো এরকম একজন কবিকে পেয়ে আজকে আমি সত্যিই খুব খুশি। সো লরা, ইনফ্যাক্ট আই এম ভেরি হ্যাপি টু গেট ইউ in this program.
Thank you.
Please, now you read your poems.
Okay, thank you very much. The first one is present indicative. Are you too looking for the lines of universe among the horizontal folds of day? What if the zenith were actually here, on the wind of ledge between the verbena vase, the shadows of the afternoon on the stairs, in this mute absence of because? Or if the cone of light would confuse on the grass, this instant turned yellow between future and past? Indicativo presente. Cerchi anche tu le linee di universo tra le faglie orizzontali del giorno, Ma se lo zenith fosse proprio qui, sul davanzale, tra il vaso di verbene, l'ombra del pomeriggio sulle scale, in questa assenza muta di perché, o se il cono di luce confondesse sul prato quest'istante ingiallito tra futuro e passato. And the second one, very short too, is from my last book, La presenza viva delle cose, Living Things. And the title is Living Things. Memory are waves, devouring the mind's sand, coming back without shape to an ocean of remembrance. We are mere memories on the horizon, in living things alive. La presenza viva delle cose, onde i ricordi, divorano la sabbia della mente, tornano senza forma nell'oceano della memoria.
That's funny.
Siamo solo ricordi all'orizzonte, nella presenza viva delle cose. Grazie. Divorano la sabbia della mente, tornano senza forma nell'oceano della memoria.
That's funny.
Siamo solo ricordi
Please
all'orizzonte.
mute your
Nella
microphone.
presenza viva
Someone, it is, please,
Grazie. Divorano la sabbia della mente, tornano senza forma nell'oceano della memoria.
who is just echoing? It is echoing, please. Someone, please.
Grazie. Divorano la sabbia della mente, tornano senza forma
I'm just echoing. It is echoing, please. Someone, please mute your speaker, please. Mute your speaker. Echoing, please. Someone, please mute your speaker, please. Okay, maybe it is speaker. It is the problem of the internet. It may be because my voice is also echoing. Someone, please mute your speaker. Okay, just I'm telling you, just wait. I'm just coming again. Please don't leave the place. Just wait. Is it okay now? Yeah, it is okay now. No echo. Yeah, my microphone is okay. You are muted now. So I have muted you. Okay, sorry the viewers, আপনাদের একটু শুনতে অসুবিধা হয়েছে। অর্থাৎ দেখা গেছে যে এই আমার কথাগুলি বা অনেকের কথা প্রতিধ্বনিত হচ্ছিল, ধ্বনি প্রতিধ্বনিত হচ্ছিল, সেই জন্য আমি দুঃখিত। তো লরার যে কবিতাটা শুনলাম, কবিতা দুটো শুনলাম, আমি একটা মন্তব্য, I want to show you one comment from one of our eminent writers, and he is Hasnat Abdul Hai, and he says that Laura is very articulate. Laura is very articulate. Thanks. And Laura, you know that he is, in fact, one of our very, very good writer and a topmost writer at the moment from Bangladesh, Hasnat Abdul Hai. Thank you very much, Hasnat Bhai. Apnake. And he also commented that why so few few poets from Asia. Oh, that it is a good question. Yes, Hasnat Bhai. In fact, I wanted to invite many poets from Asia if I could, but I didn't get much. Very few poets I know, those are from Asia and from China and from Thailand. Very few. So next time I'll try to include them more. Okay, thank you very much, Hassan Bhai. And now, just I want to go to another poet, and maybe from South America, and it is Miriam. Please, Miriam Bianchi. Could you please read your poems? Miriam Bianchi from Uruguay. I want to introduce her to you. Just a moment, Miriam. I'll unmute you. Just at the moment I'm introducing you, Miriam Bianchi, and she is from South America, and she's a wonderful poet. And how many books, Miriam, you published? Could you please tell us to our viewers? And I am unmuting you. Just a moment. Just a moment, please. Yes, Miriam, how many books you have published? And please introduce yourself to our viewers. Say something about you.
Thank
Please, Miriam.
you. It's for me a true honor to participate in the land and admirate and the mystical poet Rabindranath Tagore. Bless you for poets and for your countries. Raíces y brotes. Cuando anochece, los brotes del naranjo dialogan en lenguas muertas, con las partículas germinadas. En arameo cuentan el secreto que guarda oculta la infertilidad que recubre la tierra de la mística raíz de la mandrágora. In English, rot. When it gets dark, the bud of the orange tree talks in the dead language will germinate particles. In Aram, they count the secret kept hidden infertility coven the heart when the mystic rock of the mandragora. Traducción de poet argentino Esteban Sargentini. Santa Teresa, llegaste más allá de los votos convencionales, cuando aprendiste a amar sin miedo. Recorrías inmaculada las calles de Calcuta, acariciando sin temor los rostros emocionados de los enfermos, quienes supieron del privilegio de ver antes que otros tu aura celestial. Pudiste vivir rodeada de lujos. Elegiste trocar la burguesía, predicando en la India del Mahatma Gandhi, de la no violencia, India del eterno amor, de la majestuosidad en los jardines y del reflejo oscuro del Taj Mahal, del Ganges sagrado, de los difuntos y las lavanderas. India plagada de mística poesía, aromada de saumerios y de mirra, de Rabindranath Tagore, esa que tú elegiste, la que acunó tu despojamiento franciscano. In English, Saint Teresa of Calcutta, you take him further than the usual vows when you learned to love fearlessly. Immaculate, you move around the street of Calcutta, caressing, waiting first the eager face of the sick, of those who knew that they were visibly soothed by shame your celestial aura before an altar. Your call have life, surround luxury. You choose the parterre de bourgeoisie and the pitch in Mahatma Gandhi, India of no violence, the Indian of eternal love, the majestic garden and the dark reflex of the Taj Mahal, of death and laundress, sacred Ganges, that's India's plagued by mystical poetry, smelling of incense and Rabindranath Tagore's myrrh. The one you choose, the one that cleared your Franciscan disposition. Traducción de poet Italian Zingonia Zingone. Excuse me, my English not is good. Thank you very much. The bless you. Namaste.
It's okay. Thank you very much for reading your poems. And dear viewers, you know that she's from Uruguay, from South America, and she read two poems, and one poem, and in two poems I have just heard two names very familiar to us, very famous two writers. One is Rabindranath Tagore, and another not writer but a politician, Mahatma Gandhi. So she mentioned these names and in her poems. So that means she has interests on she has interest on the Indian context, Indian affairs, particularly about Tagore. Thank you very much, Bianchi. বিয়াঞ্চি আসলে উরুগুয়ের কবি এবং ওর কবিতায় মহাত্মা গান্ধীর একটা উল্লেখ পেলাম এবং একই সঙ্গে উল্লেখ পেলাম রবীন্দ্রনাথের, এবং রবীন্দ্রনাথকে শ্রদ্ধা নিবেদন করে কবিতা দুটো পড়েছে। অনেক সময় হয় যে ওদের ইংরেজি আমাদের বুঝতে একটু সমস্যা হয়, কিন্তু এই উল্লেখগুলি অন্তত আমরা টের পাই আজকে দিনে। এই কবিতা মহান আমাদের বাংলা ভাষার কবি রবীন্দ্রনাথকে স্মরণ করছেন, অন্য ভাষার সেই দক্ষিণ আমেরিকার একজন কবি। এটা জেনেই ভালো লাগছে যে রবীন্দ্রনাথকে আজকের দিনে হলেও, আজকের দিনে বিশেষ করে এই কবিতার দিনে স্মরণ করলেন উরুগুয়ের কবি মরিয়াম বিয়াঞ্চি। So thank you very much, Moriam. Now just I want to go to maybe Edler, will you read your poems, please? I'm just unmuting you, and Elder, please go ahead and read your poems.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening, my friends. My dear friends, our poets of planet Earth, congratulations to each of you on the World's Day of Poetry. I wish you health and happiness. I hug each of you, but the first, Masood and Anna Maria, in gratitude for the invitation to this meeting of poets. I begin.
Thank you very much.
I begin. 3. Artillery shots, foxtrot sounds, pillaged and ancient manuscripts burns, and only the tree outside the window keeps waiting whenever you glance at it. The mind darkens, eyes crumbles, a fiery moon ascends, and only the tree outside the window keeps waiting whenever you glance at it. You wander around for days on end, walls before you, walls behind you, nothing is any use, and only the tree outside the window keeps waiting whenever you glance at it. Acres turn into a watery abyss. Time collapses and vanishes, and only the tree outside the window keeps waiting whenever you glance at it. You turn into snow falling, into a whisper in darkness. But the tree outside the window keeps waiting for you, for this tree is just like you. Translated for Russian into English by Sir Richard Berengarten, Cambridge, United Kingdom. Translate in Russian. Дерево. Грохочут пушки, гремит фокстрот. Горят деревни и письмена. И только дерево так и ждет, когда ты выглянешь из окна. Темнеет разум, крошится лед, восходит огненная луна, и только дерево ждет и ждет, когда ты выглянешь из окна. Ты бродишь сутками напролет, вперед стена и назад стена. Все плохо, только дерево ждет, когда ж ты выглянешь из окна. Разверзлось эхо, как бездна вод, исчезли, рухнули времена. И только дерево так и ждет, когда ты выглянешь из окна. Ты выпал снегом, как шепот нот, и слился с шорохом темноты. А это дерево так и ждет. Оно такое же, как и ты. Second point, except you. I tore all your photos, but it did not help. I remembered you. I went very far and never come back, but it did not help. I remembered you. I met with others and was loved, but it did not help. I remembered you. I got drink like that, like a shoemaker, like a tramp, like the last creature, but it did not help. I remembered you. I got married, had children, became homegrown, but it did not help. I remembered you. I'm getting old. Everything is eroding from memory. Everything except you. Translated from Russia into English by Sir Brian Henry Tomlinson, Wales, United Kingdom. Кроме тебя.
You read 2 poems, right?
2 poems and Russia translate. Second poem,
Yes.
Russia translate. Кроме
Yeah.
тебя, я порвал все твои фотографии, но это не помогло. Я помнил тебя. Я уехал за 3-9 земель и больше не возвращался. Но это не помогло. Я помнил тебя. Я встречался с другими. И меня любили. Но это не помогло. Я помнил тебя. Я напивался в усмерть, как сапожник, как бич, как последняя тварь. Но это не помогло. Я помнил тебя. Я женился, обзавелся детьми, стал домовитым, но это не помогло. Я помнил тебя. Я старею. Все выветривается из памяти. Все. Кроме тебя. I'll finish. I listen.
Elder, have you finished?
Yes, I finished.
Yes. Okay, আপনারা শুনলেন এল্ডারের কবিতা। এল্ডার কিন্তু আজারবাইজানের কবি এবং আজারবাইজানের কবি হলেও লেখেন হচ্ছেন রাশিয়ান ভাষায়, রুশ ভাষায়। তো আজারবাইজানের কবি হিসেবে এবং রুশ ভাষার কবি হিসেবেও তার অবস্থান কিন্তু বেশ উঁচুতে এবং একজন শ্রদ্ধেয় কবি হিসেবেই তিনি গণ্য হন রুশ ভাষার এই মুহূর্তে। তো যে কবিতা দুটি শুনলেন তার মধ্যে আমি দ্বিতীয় কবিতাটা থেকে শুরু করে মানে একটু কথা বলি। এটি একটি একেবারেই প্রেমের কবিতা এবং এই কবিতার মধ্যে ওর আবেগ, নিজের আবেগ বেশ তীব্রভাবে কিন্তু প্রকাশ পেয়েছে। খুব সহজভাবে লেখেন তিনি, সহজ ভাষায়, কিন্তু আবেগের তীব্রতা থাকে। যেমন শেষ 3টে লাইন যে কবিতাটি পড়লেন শেষে, সেই কবিতাটার নাম এক্সেপ্ট ইউ, মানে তুমি ছাড়া। তুমি ছাড়া মানে তার সবকিছু সে ভুলে গেছে, শুধু যার কথা বলছেন, যাকে বলছেন তুমি, হয়তো প্রেমিকা অথবা খুবই কাছের কোনো নারী। সেখানে বলছেন I got married, had children, became homegrown,
Homegrown.
but it didn't help. I remembered you. I'm getting old. Everything is eroding from memory. সবকিছুই স্মৃতি থেকে মুছে যাচ্ছে, আমার সবকিছুই আছে, বিবাহিত, সন্তান আছে, বাড়িতেই আমি থাকি, কিন্তু এসব আমাকে খুব বেশি সহায়তা করে না। আমার তোমার কথা মনে পড়ে এবং আমার স্মৃতি থেকে সবকিছু মুছে যাচ্ছে, কিন্তু তোমার স্মৃতি মুছে যাচ্ছে না। তো এরকম কবিতাটা, তো it's a love poem, in fact, what I just observed. Okay, thank you very much, Elder. Now I'm just going to a young poetess, in fact, and she is, again, I must confess that very difficult to pronounce her name. For me, it is really not easy to pronounce. And she is laughing. You can see the viewers. Zene.
Jana. Almost. You're getting better.
Almost. Yes. Olova. So just by last name, I can call her Olova. And she is from Czech poet, and also an actress, or maybe you are doing modeling, right?
Well, I'm a performance artist, so I'm more into visual art, not in fact acting, but more like conceptual art. But yeah, I'm involved in that as well.
Yes, I know that. So Orlova কিন্তু একজন চমৎকার কবি, তরুণ কবি, চেকের, নট স্লোভাকিয়া, চেক প্রজাতন্ত্রের কবি, এবং একই সঙ্গে সঙ্গে তিনি কিন্তু পারফর্মার, এবং মঞ্চে পারফর্ম করেন, অভিনয় করেন, যতটুকু আমি জেনেছি। কিন্তু কবিতা লেখেন খুবই সুন্দর, আর আমাদের আহ্বানে সাড়া দিয়েছেন, সেজন্য আমি কৃতজ্ঞ ওর প্রতি। চেক কবিদেরকে তো আমরা সেইভাবে খুব পাই না, খুব কম কবিকে জানি। দ্বিতীয়বার আমি একজন চেক কবিকে পেলাম আজকে, সে হচ্ছে অর্লোভা। তো অর্লোভা, প্লিজ রিড ইউর পোয়েমস, and first you read in Czech, then you follow with English translation.
Okay. So my first poem. Ve svém životě jsem cizinkou, pozorovatelem svého těla, otrokem svého hladu. Čekám na rozhodnutí. Můžu si vybrat rtěnku, ale svobodná nejsem. Okay, English version. I'm a stranger in my own life, an observer of my body, a slave to my hunger. I'm waiting for a decision. I have a choice of lipstick, but I'm not free. So this was the first one, and the second one. Já jsem ten, kdo prosí ďábly, poslouchám jejich říhání, zlomyslně se zastavuji v řeči, jenom tak, aby dech nepoznal pauzu. Miluju peklo jako chleba s máslem, trhám intelekt směrem dovnitř. Světlo a zima, jak v open office. Jako dítě jsem nechápala, proč nejsem muž, lepší než muž je už jenom rodějnice. Okay, so English version. I am the one who asks the devils. I listen to their belching maliciously. I stop in speech just like that. so that breath doesn't recognize the pause. I love hell like bread and butter. I tear intellect in the inward direction, light and cold, like in an open office. As a child, I didn't understand why I am not a man. Better than a man is only a witch. So, this was it. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, Oliver. And you have read very two short poems, but as a very meaningful two poets, to me particularly.
Oh, thank you.
In fact, I just enjoyed your poem.
Thank you.
And something more I want to tell about her. She has published books, poetry books in Poland and Ukraine and also Romania.
Yeah,
So
and
you
in
can,
India as well, by the way. I've got an ebook in India.
by the way, also in India. So we can imagine that she is in fact a global poet. So thank you very much. Now I want to say, and she also got awards for acting and for writing. So she is in fact a versatile person.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. Wish you happy Poetry Day to you all. Okay, bye.
okay, so just I want to say something about her poetry. Arlova, your writing is something you want to say about men or the patriarchy, something like that. I have just observed it. Never mind. This is okay. This is, in fact,
Okay, well,
it can
I've got some poems.
and a woman's voice I can get from you. Very much, I get a woman's voice. That is important for a poet also.
Okay,
So
thank you. I would like to say a word.
You wrote in the first poem. Yes, please.
Okay, well, I've got some poems about observing the world as a woman. But for me, it's not, I'm not against patriarchy or something like that directly. I'm just using poetry as a reflection of my inner world. So it's not so political as it may seem to be.
Yeah, I understood.
Okay, this
Yes,
was just...
I understood it. I understood very much. It is not political, but your experience as a woman, you would like to just say that is important. That is important. So I was telling that I got the women's voice, a strong women's voice and experience I got from your poems.
Oh, thank you.
In the first poem, you have wrote the last two lines, which is very striking and very good two lines I want to mention. I have a choice of lipstick. I'm waiting for a decision. I have a choice of lipstick, but I am not free. This, I'm not free. Very important. এই যে জাস্ট আপনারা শুনলেন যে নারীর অভিজ্ঞতা খুব চমৎকারভাবে ওর কবিতায় পাওয়া যায়। যেমন বলছে যে আমি লিপস্টিক আমার পছন্দ। I have a choice of lipstick, but I am not free. কিন্তু তারপরেও আমি স্বাধীন নই। তো এই যে কবিতার কণ্ঠস্বর, তার একজন নারীর কণ্ঠস্বর পাওয়া যায়, তার অভিজ্ঞতার কথা পাওয়া যায়। এটা এই নয় যে পুরুষ বিদ্বেষী কবিতা নয়, এটা হচ্ছে নারীর অভিজ্ঞতার নির্যাস তার কবিতার মধ্যে ফুটে ওঠে। আর দ্বিতীয় কবিতাটাও ঠিক ওরকমই। সেখানে বলছে যে I am the one, the beginning, the first line, like this, I am the one who asks the devils. মানে অনেক সময় তো হয় যে অনেককে ডেভিল বলি আমরা, তো বলছে তারপরে বলছে যে এরকম আমাকে বলা হয়, কিন্তু শেষের দিকে বলছেন যে I am not a man, better than a man is only a witch. এই যে উইচের যে এক্সপেরিয়েন্স, এই এক্সপেরিয়েন্সটা ইউরোপের নারীদের কিন্তু আছে। একসময় উইচ বলে নারীদেরকে কিন্তু পুড়িয়ে মারা হতো ইউরোপে। সেই স্মৃতি কিন্তু আমার মনে পড়ে গেল। আমার তো দেখা নেই, কিন্তু পঠন পাঠনের সূত্রে আমি জানি যে কিভাবে এই উইচ বলে, প্রেতিনী বলে কিভাবে এই নারীদেরকে পুড়িয়ে মারা হয়েছে ইউরোপে একসময়। সেই অভিজ্ঞতা কিন্তু দারুণভাবে অর্লোভার কবিতায় আছে। ইটস রিয়েলি wonderful two pieces of poems, I must say, because you know that Orlova, I recalled the memory, I recalled the witch hunting, which you have just mentioned here. It happened in Europe once before the Enlightenment. So that memory you have just again came to my mind. Okay, thank you very much. I liked your poems.
Thank you.
Well, so now just I want to go to our next poet, and maybe this time now we can go to Yunus. Yunus is from Kashmir, Indian province, or he is from India. Kashmir, it's a different land to us, and we know its history a little. Maybe I want to tell to our foreign poets that he is from Kashmir, and Yunus writes poetry in Urdu, his mother language. So Yunus, please go for your poetry. First, please introduce yourself to our viewers and to our poets, and I'm unmuting you, please. Sorry, just a minute. I'm in unmuting, then you talk. No, you muted yourself. Please unmute.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Am I
Yunus.
audible?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes. Good evening to all, and it's pleasure to see this varied globe pictures. We can call the varied variety of the languages we have in the world. I'm from Kashmir, basically. This is part of India, and I teach at one of the colleges in here locally associated with Kashmir University. So my subject is English literature, but I'm predominantly wrote in Urdu. But today I'm going to read two poems that are in one is Revisit. The first one is Revisit, and lines are: I still have a dream, but who cares? The anchor still holds the ship of white man's burden. Words are words, a jumla. I still don't know. A DNA replicated by sages. Just a business of certified demons sugar-coated in sophistication. Hold, the globe is same, though Caliban is wearing a tie, yet the sin of apple belongs to roots, who, dormant in disguised shape of liberty, we are of same blood, bro. That was the first one. And the second one is titled as Me. So it can be a month, it can be just a week. Second one is like this: cocooned for sin or supervision, whatever. Lone holders of blood, afraid of their color. My tears overexposed, empty tubes taking faith, blames, defense, business. Can we have them for supper? A non-entity, taking a toll on broad chests and all. Preaching cannot be done in the times of hunger. Maybe caves of facts, politics of beliefs, a failing of nationality. Are they helping? Grafting thoughts can cure. Just close pigeon eyes. This was preceded by cruelty, followed by burning, but it may or may not be fictionalized. Thank you. This is the two short poems I have here, and mostly I wrote in Urdu, and English is the the second preference, the first preference. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, Yunus, and we have enjoyed your poems. Particularly, your experience is different than us, different than other poets.
Yes, yeah.
And আমি আমার দর্শকদেরকে বলছি যে ইউনুস কাশ্মীরের কবি এবং একই সঙ্গে সঙ্গে তিনি ইংরেজি ভাষার শিক্ষক, কিন্তু উর্দুতে কবিতা লেখেন। আজকে কবিতা পড়লেন আসলে ইংরেজিতে। So now just I want to go to our next poet. Waiting. I'm sorry that you have to wait, but one after one, we need to just ask to read your poems. So before going to the next poet, I want to show you some comments from our viewers, so you could get some ideas that there are many, many viewers, and not only from Bangladesh, from abroad, from different parts of the world. They are commenting, and one poet from maybe Osman Al-Zawahiri, and he's a very regular viewer of this show, this live program. He just congratulated you, the all poets, and many viewers, they good wishes to you, and also they are enjoying your program. Like one comment I'm showing you, and she is Rajia Spell from Bangladesh, but now living in the United States, and she is Rajia S. Pell, and she writes that best wishes for everybody. And many just like this, Tamanna Mitti, she commented. Also Mumtaz Parveen, Joyita Hussain Nilo commented. Shelly Naz, she is also from the United States. Also Korobi Dash, she commented. And also Polly Shahina, she also lives, she's a writer, she's a short story writer, and she lives in the United States. And another comment, you can see the Sued Sharif, another person, Ajiz Kajol. So many comments I got from the viewers, and they are watching this program. One comment I can just show you. It's a magical moment. Suma Akhtar, she writes that it's a magical moment of listening to your poems. And another comment, Akil Mustafa, he writes that very strong voice, maybe about Orlova, or maybe about Richard, he commented. Okay, so now I'm just going to our next poet, Mihaela from Mihaela, will you read your poems? But before that, I want to introduce you with our viewers, and just introducing you to our viewers that you are from Romania, and today you are representing your country from Romania. And in fact, this is the first time I have just come to know about you. And full name is Mihaela Roxana Bobok, and she is from Romania, Bazau, the name of the place where she born, Bazau. And she is also a very good poet and published many poetry books, like Verse and Color, or Iona's poems. The most beautiful song comes sleethily or Ezel with Epilogue, Orphan Syllables, Bones Confession, and another novel she also published. So she has also already published 7 books of poetry. So she is also a very prolific writer, still quite young. And also got many prizes, literary prizes she got, national and international prizes she also got. So now I want to ask her to read her poems, first in Romanian language, then we'll follow with the English translation. Please go ahead, Mihaela.
Good evening to everyone. I want to thank you very much for your invitation. Happy International Poetry Day to all the poets and all the people that are writing with their souls. So for me, poetry is therapy, it's healing, it's what remains after the day becomes silent, when the sky closes, when everyone around is left. Poetry is the light inside us that will continue to guide us through the darkness. I will read you 2 poems from my new book that is ongoing. Love Him, Ania is called. Orele cu oase lungi. Râul curge nestingherit în inima Aniei. Intru în tunel cu luna în sân. Lumina înghite durerea ca o sugativă. Am mai fost aici. Femeile se roagă fără timp. Împrăștie zilei cuvinte și ea ți le întoarce odată cu fânul, unde rugăciunea doarme neîntoarsă. Ania iubește orele cu oase lungi, înfipte în trupul poeziei, un schelet ca de sfânt din care curge mir, și tot ce a fost în stricăciune devine sacru. Poți ghici urma ochilor, poți ghici lacrimile înghițite în nodul din gât. Femeile nu plâng, femeile rup părticele din suflet și hrănesc orbii aceștia flămânzi, orbecăind în sân, odată cu luna transformată în jar. Să nu-i spui Aniei cât de frumoasă este, învelită în haina de femeie, cămașa cu nasturi mici și cute ascunse în buzunarul dimineții. In English, hours with long bones. The river flows unhindered in Ania's heart. I enter the tunnel with the moon in my chest. The light swallows the pain like a bloating paper. I've been here before. Women pray without time. Spread words to the day and it returns them, along with hay, where prayer sleeps irreversible. Ania loves the hours with long bones, embedded in the poetry's body, a saint relic of which myrrh flows, and everything that has been corrupted becomes sacred. You can guess the trace of the eyes, you can guess the tears swallowed in the knot of your throat. Women don't cry, women break the particles of the soul and feed these hungry ravens, blinding in the breast, with the moon turned into embers. Don't tell Ania how beautiful she is, wrapped in a woman's coat, the shirt with small buttons and wrinkles hidden in the morning's packet. And the second poem is called Rostul lor. Încă mă mir de anotimpuri, de oameni prelingându-se asemenea unor acoarele, de trupul tău copt semănând cu vara. Fac dragoste cu urma cuvintelor tale, cu ce rămâne nespus în colțul buzelor. Pe semne te iubesc, cum sâșnește lumina din codru. Vine ziua când vom strânge toate poemele. Le vom pune în cort și vom pleca din lume. Ne așezăm la umbra unui vis. Privim cum se tulbură apa, cum se întind vrăbile în nisip și viețile pe frânghii de dor. Privim la cei pe care i-am scris și iubit, scris și niciodată uitat. Încă mă mir de anotimpuri, de rostul lor, de oameni prelingându-se încet în acoarele, de nu mai știu în ce icoană să-i așez, ca și când ai pune busuioc proaspăt pe masă și aștept să-l împarți, fir cu fir, umbră cu umbră. and the English translating their meaning. I still wonder about the seasons, of people dripping like watercolors, of your ripe body resembling summer. I make love with the shadow of your words, with what remains unsaid in the corner of your lips. I probably love you, the way the light comes out of the forest. The day is coming when we will gather all the poems, we will put them into a tent and leave the words. We sit in a dream's shadow, we watch as the water is disturbed, how the sparrows stretch out in the sand, and lives on the ropes of longing. We look at the ones we wrote and loved, written and never forgotten. I still wonder about the seasons, of their meaning, of people dripping slowly into watercolors that I don't know anymore in which icon to place them, as if you were putting fresh basil on the table and you wait to share it, thread by thread, shadow by shadow. Thank you very much.
Wonderful reading and wonderful poems.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mihaela. The two striking lines I have just can remember from her reading. And so one is in the first poem I got, "Women don't cry." This is very amazing and very interesting line, that women don't cry. And another line I got it from the living words in dream. Living words in dream. That's also amazing, you know, that we have to live with our dreams. ওকে, আমি আমার দর্শকদেরকে একটু বলি, মিহায়েলা রোমানিয়ার কবি, অনেকগুলি পুরস্কার পেয়েছেন, অনেক কবিতার বই আছে, আমি আগেই বলেছি। কিন্তু ওর কবিতাতেও একটা জিনিস আমি দেখলাম, সেটা হলো যে নারীর অভিজ্ঞতা খুব চমৎকারভাবে উঠে এসছে। এই যে মানে কবি তার নিজের অভিজ্ঞতা নিয়েই কবিতা লিখবেন, এবং সেই অভিজ্ঞতাই আসবে তার কবিতায়, বা তুলে ধরবেন যে অভিজ্ঞতার সঙ্গে তার সবচেয়ে ঘনিষ্ঠ তিনি, যে অভিজ্ঞতার সঙ্গে তার ঘনিষ্ঠতা সবচেয়ে বেশি, সেই অভিজ্ঞতাগুলি কিন্তু কবির কবিতা হয়ে ওঠে এবং সেটা পরে কণ্ঠস্বরে পরিণত হয়। এবং মিহায়েলের কবিতা আমি দেখলাম যে তার কবিতা কিন্তু শেষ পর্যন্ত তার নিজের কণ্ঠস্বরটা বেশ চমৎকারভাবে ফুটে উঠেছে তার কবিতার মধ্যে। So thank you, Mihaela. Just I was telling to my viewers that you got your own voice, a poetic voice you have, and you are a wonderful poet from Romania, and it's really, I'm feeling very happy to get you tonight.
Thank you.
Okay. So next, just I want to go to another young poet from Italy. Yes, she can guess and is smiling. That's great. And Mondira, you just wait. I'll just ask you, next you will come. And you are from Bangladesh, so you are not in fact my guest. You are just in fact our person. You are in our family. So just wait. I want to give the floor, give the chance to the poets from abroad, from other countries. জাস্ট ওয়েট, দাঁড়া, তোমাকে আমি একটা আনমিউট করতে হবে, নাহলে তো তুমি শুনতে পাবো না। হ্যাঁ বলো, হ্যাঁ কি বলছিলে মন্দিরা?
I just wanted to say that I am enjoying this whole session, so don't worry.
Yeah, okay. So you are a member of our family from Bangladesh, so I'm just keeping you waiting. And now I'll go to the Italian poet, and she is the sweet face and very charming lady, and she is, you are watching the viewers, she is Geraldine Steffler. Am I right? Geraldine, yes, please, I'm unmuting you, then you will speak. Yes, now tell. My pronunciation also not good to you.
It's no problem, really.
But
Okay.
I want to pronounce. That is Geraldine. Geraldine Steffler. Okay.
Gerlinda. Yes,
Geraldine
yes,
Steffler.
it's okay.
Okay, please. I want to introduce her to our viewers that she is also from Italy, and we got many good poets from Italy before also to my live program, and today I got two poets, and Geralinde is one of them. Please, you go ahead with your poems first in Italian language. You read, then please follow with English translation.
Okay, I read my poems only in English because I write my poems only in English.
That's good. Okay.
Okay. And first, I want to say thank you to you, Matsu.
Yeah, please introduce yourself. Please introduce
it's-
yourself to our viewers, so that.
Okay, I'm a language teacher in Italy. I studied 4 languages, and I studied psychology and educational science. And poetry for me is very deep experience. It's I write poetry. A moment, please. All my experience leads me to write poetry, and this is my poetry are very strong philosophic and very deep. Now, these 2 poems, which I want to read, are more romantic poems, and yes, poetry is a very great power who ties together every part of the world for me, and let go out us from the ordinary living. And this gives more meaning to life. Sorry for my pronunciation, I'm a bit excited. Okay, now I want to read you my poems. Okay, the first poem is entitled Birth of Longings. This vast, widely felt horizon immerse its longings in the scintillating sea, where diving in, cool birds springs along, warmed up from the sun rays of thee. O shells of beauty holder, you whisper gallant secrets to my ears. O magical rose of water lilies, drops of dew are gems, not tears. Lulled by the watching sky, feelings rolling opaline dances, touched from the beholder's azure in the heaven of our golden fancies. It's a short poem. Then the other one. Moment, please. Okay, the other one is entitled Emotional Fireflies. See these tiny, shiny creatures conjuring up splashes of joy in the forest. Magically, they evoke myriad of smiles in the beholder's eye. Floating, light-hearted through the mild summer night, as if there was no tomorrow in the treetops. Thousands of whirling stars speckle the inscrutable blue curtain, graciously displaying a jubilant dance before the eyes of curious night owls, accompanied by soul-filled hidden noises, enveloped by the warm numbing sense of the vegetal creation. These are my 2 poems.
Okay, thank you very much, and very good reading. You did, yes. Of course, we are. The Richard is also applauding, and from there. Thank you very much, Richard, and all our viewers. You were watching that, how wonderful reading it was, and how the poems were. So in this point, I can ask Richard to comment something about the reading of the poets. Could you please, Richard? Yeah, wait, just, okay, sorry, Richard, never mind. Yeah, please, go ahead now.
I was just going to say that I've been so delighted by the range of voices, the voices of the hearts of poets. It is so intoxicating. We all share from our inner heart, our inner truth, and we find the way with the mosaic of language to reach out, to try to communicate. And it is such a beautiful part of nature when poets reach out to touch each other's hearts, to touch humanity's ears. It's a beautiful, intoxicating thing. And I have to say thank you to all.
Yeah, that's right. Intoxicating, yes. And we were just, myself was very much obsessed with the poetic voices, which I got. Different kind of poetic voices we got tonight. And this day, the day of the World Poetry Day, it's really the diversified voices and the poets' voices, and also as well as the themes or the topics are different. And that is really good for poetry. প্রিয় দর্শক, আপনারা নিশ্চয়ই বুঝতে পারছেন যে এইখানে যে কবিরা উপস্থিত আছেন তাদের কিন্তু নানা কণ্ঠস্বর, যেটা রিচার্ড বললেন, এবং ইনটক্সিকেটিং, মানে আমাদেরকে বেশ আচ্ছন্ন করে রেখেছে বা মুগ্ধ করেছে, এরকমই অবস্থা এই কবিদের। যারা তারা পড়ছেন তাদের সবার কবিতার মধ্যেই এক ধরনের সৌন্দর্য আছে, এবং তাদের নিজেদের বিষয়গুলো যেমন উঠে এসছে, তেমনি ভাষার সৌন্দর্যও কিন্তু আমরা পাচ্ছি। Okay, thank you very much, Richard, for your comments. And now, just before going to our next poet, Yunus, if I ask you to say you goodbye, will you mind? Yunus, just another poet is waiting on backstage. Never mind, please.
It's okay.
I can do as well. I can do as well. If you need place. Okay.
Okay, but just I asked Yunus. Yunus agreed. So thank you very much, Yunus, for coming. Thank you very much for coming, and I hope that I will get you again in the next time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Hope so.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Another time. Okay, another poet, she is waiting, so I must include her. And she is Anna Maria Stepien. Stepien, you are welcome here now, tonight. Okay, now I just want to ask her to read her poems. And then our last poet, the Mudresh, will read her poems. Now Anna Stepien from Poland. And she is also in charge of an organization, one of the organizers of the organization is Association of World Writers. And she is also a translator, a poet, and also a teacher. প্রিয় দর্শক, আমি আপনাদেরকে আনা মারিয়া স্টেপিয়েন সম্পর্কে একটু বলি। পোল্যান্ডের কবি, অনুবাদক, শিক্ষক, এবং চমৎকার অনুবাদ করেন। আমাদের বাংলাদেশের কবিতাও বেশ কিছু অনুবাদও করেছেন, ইংরেজি থেকে অবশ্যই। আরেকটি ব্যাপার হচ্ছে যে আন্তর্জাতিক একটা লেখক সংস্থা আছে যার নাম হচ্ছে অ্যাসোসিয়েশন অফ ওয়ার্ল্ড রাইটার্স। সেই সংগঠনের উনি একজন অন্যতম সক্রিয় সংগঠক, লেখকদের সংগঠন। এবং আজকে যে আমি আয়োজনটা করতে পেরেছি সেই ব্যাপারে কিন্তু অনেক সহায়তা করেছেন আনা। Anna, in fact, helped me to organize this program, and I'm very grateful to her. And now I'm inviting her to read her poems. Please, Anna. And I need to unmute you, yes. But you muted yourself. You unmute yourself. I didn't. You did. Okay, now you read.
Today, I have two short poems untitled. The first poem is the poem which invites to my blog. So this poem inviting to my blog, which I run, blog of a poet and translator, sounds like this. Lasciate ogni speranza, voi che entrate. Porzućcie wszelką nadzieję, wy, którzy tu wchodzicie. Czy tak naprawdę jest? Cóż, inaczej powiem, witajcie w mojej bajce i cieszcie się nią. Widząc jak życie, choć wiele ma barw, może być wciąż cudowne wprost. In English, again with Italian words, like Dante Alighieri, lasciate ogni speranza, voi che entrate. Abandon hope, all you who enter here. Can it be true? Well, I would say, welcome to my fairy tale and enjoy learning that life, although in many hues, can just be wonderful. The other poem, summarizing our life, is like this, untitled too. Za rokiem rok. Po kroku krok. Życie nam mija. Historię tworzy każda życia chwila. In English? Life keeps passing you by year after year, and day by day of life, each second is history made. Thank you. Nie słyszymy. Nie słyszymy. Muted.
Okay, thank you very much, Anna, for reading your two short poems. Really good. And now our last poet, and she is from Bangladesh. She is, in fact, not a guest. She is a host and a very good poet from Bangladesh, a young poet, and also, okay, I'm just introducing her more to you. Mondira Esh. She is Mondira Esh from Bangladesh, and she born in 1986 in a small town called Jamalpur, and already she has published two books of poetry. One, if I translate into English from Bangla, the name of the book is Mornings Are Different, and it has published in 2015. And another book, if I translate it into English, then I may call A Page of Forest Myth. A Page of a Forest Myth. Okay. Her second book got one prize, and very prestigious prize by the name of a poet who died. Mahbubul Haq Shakil Prize Award, in fact, she got in 2019 for her second book. And she is also in charge of executive editor of a literary magazine or literary cultural magazine. It is called Akal Bodhon. Literary magazine publishing, it is publishing from Dhaka. So this young poet now going to read her poems, first in Bangla, then it will be the translation. She will follow with her translations. Please, Mondira, go ahead and read your poems. Just a minute, Mondira. I'm sorry. Please go ahead now.
Hello everyone. I'm really so happy to hear you all. And now I am reading my poem because I cannot recite. Sorry to that. I can read. Absurd City. I run fiercely, the shadow far away. Come, try and hold my fingers. Can you feel it still? I am being moved fiercely from zero to space, and you are a blurry dancing digit, slimy time, like a green tree snake, harsh along my spine. There is no red apple tree in the tranquil city, and as I keep running away, I get entranced more and more before it swallow me whole. Please stop me, tear the green snake off my roots. Now I am reading it at Bangla, Absurd City. আমি তীব্র, দৌড়াতে থাকি সমস্ত ছায়ারা এখন দূরে বহু দূরে। এসো, আমার আঙুল ধরো, ছুঁতে পারছো কি? আমি তীব্র হতে হতে শূন্য মহাশূন্য, আর তুমি অস্পষ্ট ড্যান্সিং ডিজিট। সুতানুলি সাপের মতো স্যাঁতস্যাঁতে সময় শির দ্বারা বেয়ে চলে যাচ্ছে দ্রুত। এই ঝিম ধরা শহরে নেই কোনো লাল আপেল গাছ, আর কেবলই পেঁচিয়ে যাচ্ছি দৌড়তে দৌড়তে। ওটা আমাকে গিলে খাওয়ার আগেই প্লিজ আমাকে থামাও, বুকের পাঁজর থেকে সাপটাকে নামাও। And now I'm reading another one. It's called The Song of Innocent Rain. Nuts sailor candle blown out. From here, I wonder, we can start walking. My destination is the last rain on the earth. The street police's lunatic alongside the boy returning from school, corporate elite, all are getting wet in the rain. There is no umbrella in the city today. I'm walking with the tune of Megha Mallar. The clouds are melting under my feet. The whelming road with the dead steel bars is getting wet. Trust of tea is waiting somewhere far away, but no one will be able to find out the shutter of the shop open. Mother, never wait for me. Looking through the grill, I am leaning into the rain as the rain going far away. Now I am translating it in Bangla. শিশু বৃষ্টির গান, বাদামওয়ালার টুপি নিবে গান, এখান থেকে হাঁটা যেতে পারে ভাবছি। গন্তব্য বৃষ্টি, পৃথিবীর শেষ বৃষ্টি। রাস্তার পুলিশ ভিড়ছে, আইল্যান্ডের পাগল ভিড়ছে, স্কুল ফেরত বালক ভিড়ছে, কর্পোরেট সাহেব ভিড়ছে। শহরে আজ কোনো ছাতা নেই কারো। আমি হাঁটছি তুমুল পাল্লা দিয়ে মেঘমল্লারে, পায়ের তলায় গলে যাচ্ছে মেঘ, নিথর মৃতের মতো বাস ভর্তি চিত রাস্তা ভিজছে। দূরে কোথাও চায়ের তৃষ্ণা জমছে, অথচ কেউ দোকানের ঝাঁপ খোলা পাবে না। মা, আর কখনো আমার অপেক্ষা করো না গ্রিলে দাঁড়িয়ে। আমি বৃষ্টির সাথে বৃষ্টি হয়ে দূরে কোথাও যাচ্ছি। That's all, my friends.
Okay, thank you very much, Mundira Esh.
Thank you so much.
She read two poems, the first in English and then in Bangla, the original poems. And just I want to say something about her poems. The first one, the name in English, the title is Absurd City. The Absurd City, you can easily get the idea that how the city is swallowing us, and how the city is in fact swallowing us. And here we get this experience we have, and this is about this is the topic of this poem. And the poet feels that she is running fiercely. Okay, And the next poem is on raining, but not in fact on raining. It is in fact about her feelings, how she feels when she gets this rain. The rain's in fact innocent, and we make it corporate. We make it just lunatic, and in fact we become lunatic. But her poems are really enriched with imageries, a lot of images, striking images she likes to use. Okay, thank you very much, Mandira. And now I'm just going to conclude this live poetry reading session. And before leaving, I want to ask you, all the poets, I know that you will keep going writing your poems. And please just remember that your sayings or your words may attract many, many readers, and they can be encouraged by your saying. So that will be good for us if the readers just could follow your words of humanity, peace, and harmony. So all the poets, I'm very grateful to you who have just joined with me. And I hope that next time, on another time, maybe we could again get together. Thank you very much to you all. Good night to
Good
everyone.
night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
প্রিয় দর্শক,
Bye.
আপনাদেরকে আমি ধন্যবাদ জানাই যারা এতক্ষণ দেখলেন। আপনারা অনেক কষ্ট করে অনুষ্ঠানটা দেখেছেন। আপনাদের প্রতি কৃতজ্ঞতা এবং ভালোবাসা জানাই। ভালো থাকবেন সবাই।